Welcome. How's it going? Good evening. What's going on? Oh, what's happening in YouTube land? Right now, I'm trying to find a recipe for some biscuits. So let me check this out. Biscuits. How you doing, Cookie? How's the job? How's the job? My day has been busy. I've been busy working. I just come on here for a few minutes to check on y'all. Not gonna stay too long because I gotta get up early. Yes, the elephant. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what can I use to make some biscuits for tomorrow. I really don't have all the ingredients. I'm trying to look for 3 ingredient biscuits. 3 ingredient biscuits. Yep. That's the beauty of technology. You can put all the stuff that you have in your refrigerator and the let the computer plan and fix your meals for you. Plan it out. You know, if you got a whole bunch of just nonsense in the refrigerator, you can just plug it into the internet and let it spit out some meals. Good job. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, take action. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You the supervisor. Take action. Oh, you need self-rising flour for biscuits, and you need buttermilk. I don't have that. Let me plug it in here. 3 ingredient biscuits, but I don't have buttermilk or self-rising flour. Ugh. I don't have milk nor baking powder either. Full time. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a deal breaker right there. If she won't come in, and she's supposed to, you already know where to go with that. Mm-hmm. I can make emergency biscuits. They call it emergency biscuits. 2 cups of flour, 4 tablespoons of oil, 3/4 cup of cold water, and a pinch of salt. What the hell that supposed to look like? I'm gonna try it though tomorrow. Cause I got some chorizo and some eggs, and I want to eat my chorizo and eggs with some type of biscuit. In the email, her response was that we need to wait 60 to 90 days. Why? Oh, this job is compromised. That sounds crazy. Why you gotta do that? That's too long to see what's gonna happen. This lady need to be she need to, yeah, she probably won't fire her. But you know what? Like we said the other day, just keep doing what you doing. I wouldn't even put all my energy into thinking about thinking about that lady. I wouldn't even think about it. Oh yeah, I gotta make these biscuits. Mm, you know, that kind of job, you know what you do? You do your job to the best of your ability and collect your check until something else come along. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Ain't no use in getting your heart rate out of whack. Ain't no use in uh getting upset with these people. You know what I mean? Ain't no use in getting your heart rate just out of whack. Just let it be. Just let it be. They don't wanna do the right thing and get rid of this lady or anything like that. Ain't nothing else you can do. Nothing. Not one thing. Ain't nothing you can do. All you can do is just do your job and collect your check and go on about your business. Go on about your business. Go on vacation. Take you a weekend off and go do something. Do something for yourself. Worry about yourself and stay unbothered. That's the only thing you can do in this situation. Stay unbothered. I wouldn't care. Long as my check is coming, that's all that matters. I wouldn't stress myself out. Mm-mm. Because if you keep worrying about that lady and them firing her or not firing her and them playing gaslighting you and playing mind games, you going to wear yourself out. You going to wear yourself out and you going to end up in the hospital. And I know you don't want that. I know you don't want to end up in no hospital. I wouldn't leave. I would just stay there as much as you can tolerate it and just deal with it. Stay unbothered. If everybody may be on that lady side and letting her doing what she wants to do. You know, just keep doing what you do. Stay unbothered. Concentrate on self. Once you take focus off of that lady, things will improve for you. You gotta take your focus off that lady. Well, if she don't want to see anything negative, that's on her. But don't you wear yourself down trying to worry about what they gonna do with this lady. I would. CYA, cover yourself and write stuff down. That's it. If both of them, even if it's two of them, I still wouldn't let none of these people get on my nerves. You get your check, do your job, and that's it. To the best of your ability. Life is short. You keep stressing about this. You can have a stroke, a heart attack, anything. And will it be worth it? No. Will they come to the hospital and see about you? Probably not. Probably not. So why get yourself all twisted about a situation that's really out of your control? We worry ourselves to death trying to control stuff that's really out of our control. Sometimes it's structured that way. That's why they sometimes when these jobs have interviews, you know what I mean? They have interviews with people. They interview you in a group of like 3 or 4 people just to see if you can fit in the clique. You know what I mean? So you can see if they can. They more worried about being friendly with you. You know, you being a good friend than an employee. And those kind of jobs you really have to stay away from. When it's that kind of, they group interview, they try and see if you gonna go along with they BS. Cause they know they on some BS and they wanna know can you fit in with they BS clique. And that can be stressful. Cause you see the shit that's going wrong. You see the stuff that's going wrong or things that could be done better. And they tell you shh, 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 shh. Now we've been doing it this way for years. We've been doing it this way. You see stuff and you feel like you have no voice. It's hard. It's really hard to survive in those type of environments. But we are in 2026. There's a lot going on out here in this country. This is not the best time to be quitting jobs. Deal with it as much as you can. And if you do feel like you need to go somewhere else, make sure you have another job lined up before you quit this one. Just don't quit cold turkey. Have something else to go to before you decide you ready to walk away. That's it. That's the only requirement. You don't have to stay there and tolerate it, but it's your responsibility to find something that's equal to what you're making or more, so that you're not in a state of struggle or anything, or you shouldn't stress yourself more out. So, you know, you ain't got to stay there, but you gotta make you gotta make some decisions. You know what I mean? They already decided that they a group. They probably hang out after work, the whole nine. And those kind of people, and if you an outsider to them, you ain't gonna my a good example is my daughter. She worked a job, and when she got hired, she felt really like a part of the team. She felt good about the job. She felt great. You know, she felt at peace. But little did she know that this job was very cliquish. These people are talking outside of work and probably stuff like that. And so within a month of being there, you know, they called her into the office and said she wasn't a team player. How you gonna tell somebody you just been there a month? You barely doing. She wasn't even really done with the training, and said she wasn't a team player. Those kind of jobs, You can't, hey Mia, how you doing? Those kind of jobs, you can't do nothing with those kind of jobs. When those people are already decided that they got a little group going on, and you're not, you're just an outsider to them, you're not fitting in, that's gonna be a big issue. And they always gonna choose a group over you. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, if they in a clique like that, they gonna choose the group over you all day long. So you have to make a decision if you want to stay in that, knowing that they ain't gonna never fire this woman, knowing that, hey, whoa, how you doing? Knowing that they not gonna, you know, and if you make a complaint about it to higher ups, they may retaliate against you. Hey Haywood, how you doing? They may retaliate against you. So, you have to really, look at the situation for what it is and ask yourself, can you survive in that environment dealing with this whole cliquish situation? You know what I mean? When it's time to go, it's time to go. In this lifetime, in 2026, choose peace in your life. I don't care if you gotta work 2 part-time jobs to equal 1 full-time job. 2 part-time jobs that give you grace, peace, and you ain't stressed out is better than going to one job, sitting there, knowing that these people could retaliate against you, cause you all kind of mental strain at the job. You know what I mean? You know, life is short. Life is very short. You don't know what's gonna happen today, tomorrow, next week. And so why spend your time somewhere where you don't feel accomplished, you don't feel like you have no room to grow or evolve, or you feel like the upper management, you know, um, doesn't have your best interest, or they're not listening to you. Hey, Lord Kelvin, how you doing? Happy New Year. You know, I like just be quiet. You be quiet. I like managers who who love to hear your ideas, hear your innovation, who inspire you to think bigger, help you evolve, help you grow, and not suppress you, not gatekeep, you know. Thank you, Lord Kelvin. You too. You know, it's better to be at a job like that, a job that makes you feel good and feel like you a part of something, and you're not an outsider just looking in. You know what I mean? That's what you want. That's really what you want. So, you have to make a decision for yourself. Whatever brings you peace. You may work at the flower shop in the morning and serve ice cream at night, but you know what? You're gonna be at peace. You're gonna be at peace. Choose your own adventure. Do what makes you happy. Ain't nothing promised. Hey Chase, how you doing? Ain't nothing promised out here in this world. So you might as well do the things you want to do and be happy and not be miserable and no job. Do things that make you excited about living. Right now, I'm great, Chase. Right now, you could be working in a flower shop, arranging flowers. You could be a travel agent and traveling places. You could be doing so many other things that really interest you. Really get you going. You know, you may want to be a flight attendant on the weekend. I don't know. You may want to make drinks. Be a bartender or something. You may want to um, work at a skating ring, work at an ice cream shop, anything that's not stressful. I even think the new kind of retirement as people get older, I think in my generation, I don't think we really gonna retire, but do, fun things, fun jobs, stuff like that. Stuff that gets you that makes you excited, that makes you feel good. Nothing that's going to stress you out. So think about that stuff. Think about what makes you happy and follow through on that. And leave these people, these toxic people that's in your way, leave them in the past. And go on do something else. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Well, it's time for me to go to bed. I go to bed. I'll leave this video up so y'all can rewatch it. What causes these women to act like that? I think it's just, especially the women that be in charge in some of these positions. I think it's just high school behavior, basically. It's basically high school behavior. They used to being in these little groups because they can't stand on their own. You know what I mean? These people are group thinkers. They're not individual thinkers. They're group thinkers. They can't function without the other two people and the other one. They looking at you. You different. You not attached to a group. You thinking far ahead of what they thinking. They got to think together. You don't have to do that. Yeah. So people like that. They gotta be. Think about this. Like people who love sports. When you turn on the football games, it's a whole stadium of just people packed in like sardines. And they rooting for one team or the other. These people that are obsessed, the people that are really obsessed with the teams and the players and all this, they really obsessed. These people are stuck in group think. Those are group thinkers. People like me who are outside, I recognize football. I recognize sports. It's not something that consumes me. I'm not obsessed with it. I find my pleasures in life in many things, not just something like that. You know what I mean? My pleasures in life is multifaceted in a way. I have lots of things that I like. But people like that, they're obsessed over games and players and stuff like that. These people are stuck in groupthink. So You know, as an individual thinker, critical thinker, you rub them the wrong way. You know, you really get under their skin. People don't. A lot of people who sit and think together like that, they don't like people who don't just blend in with them. You're not blending in, and they don't like it. Yeah, they're insecure. They're not as confident. You are confident about your position. It's just they are sabotaging, trying to sabotage your role. It's a game for them. It's a total game for them to constantly dangle in your face that they may fire somebody, but they really not going to do it. Why did the chicken go to the gym? To work on his pics. The worst joke I ever heard. But good try. You know. So you have to just you have to, worry about yourself and care. Hey Melissa, how you doing? And not worry about these women, some of these women in these positions at their job, because they're in cliques and they feel like they got something to prove. What's Winnie the Pooh grandma name? Pooh Bear. Yeah, right. So they in a clique, they in a team. So you're not gonna get nowhere with that. These people are already in a team before you got there. There's nothing you can do about that. The only time the team thing works is if y'all all come up at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it's a startup company and everybody's, sharing responsibilities, y'all building a team, and that's why that works. How can the bartender win a race? He knows a shortcut. That's the only time that works. You coming into an already set up environment. You're not gonna be able to get nowhere really with that kind of environment. You ain't gonna be able to get nowhere. When there's already a clique at the job, ain't nothing you could do about that. You know what I mean? They probably sit around and trade war stories about their husbands and, oh yeah, John. You know what John did yesterday? You know, he blew the toilet up. Typical John. You know, my husband, he didn't watch the kids, and the kids ran out in the street. And one of them got hit, had to go to the hospital. That's what they do. They sit there and trade war stories, between each other, trauma bonding at the job. You know, talking about, Vanessa, what happened? Did you find out your husband was cheating? Yeah, I did. Oh, come here, girl. Oh my God. Let's go to Starbucks on break. That's what they do. You know what I mean? You got trauma bonding employees crying to each other. They can't separate each other. It's like a spider web. You know what I mean? Hey Jimmy, how you doing? And do you really want to be a part of that spider web? I don't think so. I don't think you want to be a part of that little clique, that little group, that spider web group. Because once they suck you in, you can't get out of this shit. Then they want to know all your business. So, according to Facebook, you're married and you have 2 kids. Oh my God. Yeah, I looked you up. I did. I looked you up. Right, Barbara? Me and Barbara looked you up. And we seen, you know, too bad you don't have a house. You were on Facebook talking about you didn't have a house or anything. Barbara has a 3-bedroom and I have a 4. Do you really want to be a part of that group? I don't think so. They trauma dump, exchange recipes of food they ain't gonna never cook on Facebook. Barbara, did you get my clip of that, my Pinterest clip that I sent you? Oh yeah, I'm making that. I'm making it. Oh yeah, Brad loves it. You know what I mean? Do you want to be a part of that group? You want to be part of the trauma group? Trading war stories? You know? And there's different kind of cliques at all the jobs. You got the ratchet cliques, you know. Yeah, I shot his ass yesterday. I was in jail for about 2 hours, but I'm here at work. I was a little late, but I made it. You know. Do you want to be part of that? Yeah, I've been trying to get I was trying to steal these I was trying to get these scratch offs, you know, for $4. Do you want to be part of that? I don't think so. The trauma bonding groups, I could never be. I could never be part of that. You're not gonna get no stories out of me about none of that stuff. I remember a girl came up to me at my desk because when you a individual thinker, you don't surround yourself with a lot of people. And she came up to my desk and she was like, "Hey, I've been searching for you. I have been searching for you on Facebook, and I have not been able to find you. So what's your name on there? What's your name on there? I got to know." I said, "Girl, I'm not on there." She couldn't believe it. "You're not on there. Why? Why are you not on there? How am I gonna connect? You're not. You're not. We're not gonna be doing no trauma bonding online." That's what some of these people want you to do. They want you to join their trauma. Then you'll fit in at the job. But I can't do that. I can't do the trauma bonding thing. I can't do that. That's called being a stalker. I know that's right. But I can't do that. So unless you want to be part of that little click circle, go ahead and lean into what they talking about. Then they'll let you in. All you gotta do is go to work and just be like, "Oh girl, what's wrong? My dog bit my husband while he was sleeping with my sister." Oh my God. That's all you gotta do. And then Barbara and them be like, "Girl, oh my God. My husband slept with my cousin." But I got a new truck out of it. I got a new truck. Girl, what kind of truck did you get? Girl, it's a 2025. That's what it is. I don't really talk to my cousin anymore. But I got a new truck. Anyway, I have got. She didn't get a new. She got picked up by a truck driver. She sure did. I ain't got time for war stories at work. I ain't get this work done. You know what I mean? I can't go through the battlefield with you. I can't do that. I'm tired. Wore out. Got a headache. Anyway. Well, you guys have a great night, okay? Everybody have a great night. Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Do things that make you happy, okay? Do things that make you happy. That's it. Bye. Like, share, subscribe to the channel.